Today we take a look at Hyperkin Superboy S, a portable Super NES. After having this for a few months, what do I think of this little portable Super NES? Well, it's freaking amazing, even though it's not 100% portable. If you want to know why I say that, it's because, cartridges, they are kind of big. They're not the, Gameboy portables type stuff. So that's why I also recommend getting a bag with yours, so that way you can at least probably put about 3 or 4 cartridges in here and carry it off. But before I go into anything more, let's go into the features of the system. The overall shape of the Superboy S is more closer to the Super NES controller. Taking a look at the bottom of the system, you got a headphone jack, a volume wheel. There's also a brightness button. The screen does have a good brightness to it. And speaking of screens, they increased the size from the original model, and it's now double the size, taking full advantage of the real estate, but at one cost, that it stretches the game to fit the screen, giving that stretched out look, and I know some people will have an issue with. But luckily Hyperkin has a fix for some with that problem. And there's a new version of Superboy called Superboy SFC that looks more like the Super Famicom than a Super NES, with it having features being able to switch from 4.3 to 16:9 aspect ratios for the screen, so making the games look way better. Now looking at the face buttons, its layout is just like any other Super NES controller, and it feels really great in my hands. The speakers on this is amazing, just listen. And if you think those 2 controller ports on the face are just for show, you're wrong, my friend. These are fully working controller ports for full fun co-op action. Taking a look at the top, you got a small 3.5 jack port for AV outs for even more fun outs, and it kind of makes it like the Switch if you think about it. But hey, it's a portable Super NES, and that's not a feature that I was asking for to hook up to my TV, but that's awesome that they added it. But I would, like I said, prefer an HDMI mini or even a S cable. This also features a region switch that allows you to play American games, Europe games, and Japan games. In order to play the Japan games, you have to be switched on to the American version, and then if you want to play PAL games, obviously you got to switch to PAL region, which is a fantastic feature to have on this device. That way you're not locked out in any region you live in, or if you like to collect games outside of your region, it's freaking fantastic to take them on the go. And the last of the feature on top is a micro USB to charge it, saying it should last up to 10 hours on that charge. But I don't know, because I mostly kept this thing charged, only leaving it uncharged for a week with me playing at least 1 or 2 hours out of the day, and it kept full, just about fully charged, but there's no status on telling if it stayed charges, which I kind of wish there was a kind of a feature to at least tell you how much battery life you have left. But the main reason to get this system is obviously to play games, so let's talk about how well does it play games. Well, first I do want to mention that I am limited on my Super NES games. Really only 3 Super NES games. I only played 2 for this video. The third one I did not want to play because it sucks. It's Batman Forever. Like, really, that game sucks hard. So here's Porky Pig's Haunted House, and it runs smooth as it would be on a Super NES. It's very fun platforming, all of that type of stuff. It's freaking awesome. I love this little game. I die a lot, as you can see. I'm not very good at platformers. But here's Tiny Toons. It runs amazing. This is a fun platformer. That is, it's still a little hard. I would recommend, if you're a amateur platformer, do not pick that game up because it will kill you. I really didn't get past the first boss, actually, so it's kind of feeling like an old school Dark Souls game. You know, some of these Super NES games are Now that we took a look at gameplay footage, let's take a look at the special adapters that this system can support, which is fantastic. So this actually adds more variety to your collection. If you just get this, you can actually buy adapters and play other console games. There's a few adapters. One thing, you can play Genesis games with an adapter. It runs on there. I haven't checked to see if it plays to the screen. The reason why I say that is because the NES and the Super Game Boy, not the Super Game Boy, but the Game Boy Advance does not play to the screen. You have to plug it up to the TV, and that's kind of a downside, so you can't play those portable. But when I said about talking about the Super Game Boy, it does support this, and this does play through the screen, which is fantastic. It's awesome. And yeah, this is the gameplay footage that I capture from screen, so it's not going to look pretty fantastic because majorly it's stretching it out. It does look really crappy. Let me just switch over to gameplay footage from the screen. It looks better that way. And as you can see, it does look better playing this on the screen itself instead of stretching out on TV. And, you know, having Superboy play Game Boy games is an added feature that I like. And Super Mario Land is a fantastic little Game Boy game. It's actually my only original Game Boy game I own, which is kind of funny, but luckily I bought this cartridge for the Game Boy adapter for only 12 bucks, so it's not that expensive to have. Now that we took a look at the gameplay footage and the features that the Superboy S has, is it a recommendation from me? Yes. Majorly, it does have its flaws. Like I said, the AV cables suck. The portability is not 100% portability, obviously, because the cartridges, these cannot stick in your pocket. I don't see somebody trying to stick this in your pocket. It would have been better, majorly, like I said, with the AV cables, though, it would be better if they had HDMI or maybe mini HDMI or even a Video S cable, because righteously, AV cables are straight up outdated now these days. And believe me, this is not an outdated console. This was a revision, like I think last year, and they did come out with a new revision this year. And so with that new revision, they didn't even add a new HDMI. All they did was add that feature to pretty much switch between aspect ratios for the screen. So they're kind of listening, they're kind of not. I would have preferred them just to straight up solder that original port out and put a medium HDMI, and that would have been a better feature. That way you could switch between the aspect ratios and also have it on your TV. But the other flaw is the aspect ratio. It does look kind of stretched. I can see that. It's not something that's going to bug me when I play it, but I can see some people having that issue. If you really want to, just go ahead and get the new version, even if it's just full retail price. This is being discounted by 20 bucks or 30 bucks off. If you get this discounted, I totally think it's more worth it getting this version than the newest version, unless you want the new color schemes and the ability to switch out between aspect ratios. So with saying that, is the Superboy S worth the buy? Yes. That is my final answer for that. I'm Swamp Monster, and game on.